Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So we'll continue our discussion related to material science and engineering, and we'll extend our discussion on thermal properties of materials. So in this video we are going to discuss a very important concept. We have discussed previously thermal expansion of solids, particularly metals. In this video we are going to discuss about the thermal expansion of liquids, and we will discuss a very special phenomena related to thermal expansion of water and why it is an anomaly. Okay, so we know that there are three different types of thermal expansion. All materials, they expand when they are heated, and there are three possible ways in which they undergo expansion. First one is linear expansion, where expansion happens only in one direction. So we can call it one dimensional. Okay. Then we have, this is linear expansion. Then we have surface or area or superficial expansion, where it happens along two dimensions. Okay. This is length. This is two dimension, that is area, and the third one is volume or cubical expansion, which is three dimensional, so it is volumetric expansion. Okay, so we have already discussed the thermal expansion of solids. Okay, now in case of liquids it is slightly we have to view it with a different perspective. Okay, so basically what happens, liquids are generally heated in a container. Okay, a container, a solid container. So when they are heated, the liquid, obviously it will expand. Yes, the liquid will undergo expansion, thermal expansion, but also the solid container in which it is heated, that also undergoes expansion. That is, both the liquid and the solid container both undergo thermal expansion, and basically it is volume expansion, okay, which happens. So the basic concept related to volume expansion, let's just recapitulate a bit. So let's say we have an object of initial volume Vi at an initial temperature Ti. Okay, the initial volume Vi and initial temperature Ti. Then that object is heated to a final temperature Tf. So its volume increases to Vf. So we have to establish a relationship between the change in volume, the change in temperature, that too. So the change in temperature is this much, final minus initial temperature. The change in volume is final volume minus initial volume. Okay, so now this change in volume, as you all know, it is directly proportional to the initial volume, and it is also directly proportional to the change in temperature. So when we combine both these, we get delta V is equal to gamma Vi delta T, where gamma is the volume expansion coefficient and the final volume is given by this. Final volume is initial volume plus change in volume, okay, Vi plus delta V. So Vi plus gamma Vi delta T. So then we take Vi common, so we have Vf is equal to Vi into 1 plus gamma delta T, where gamma is the volume expansion coefficient. So the coefficient of cubical or volume expansion is given by gamma is equal to delta V by Vi delta T. It has the units of degree Celsius inverse or Kelvin inverse. Now here we have to take the situation of, let's say we have a liquid in a container. So this liquid in the container, it gets heated. So obviously there will be thermal expansion. So thermal expansion will happen in both the container and the liquid in it. So both the liquid and the container, they will undergo thermal expansion. So here we have to deal with two kinds of expansion of liquids. One is apparent expansion, one is real expansion. Real expansion takes into account the expansion of both the container and the liquid, whereas apparent expansion only deals with the expansion of the liquid. But as the volume of the container also increases, we have to also deal with that. So real expansion takes into account both the liquid and the container. Okay, real expansion takes into account both the liquid and the container. Real expansion only deals with the liquid expansion. Okay, so here this is the coefficient of thermal expansion of liquids, that is delta V by Vi delta T, where delta V is the change in volume, delta T is the change in temperature, Vi is the initial volume. So here what happens is that as the container is heated, the liquid also expands. As you can see, the liquid is getting expanded, thermal expansion of liquid, and the container size is also increasing. Okay, thermal expansion of both the liquid and the container along with it. So this is the interesting thing here about thermal expansion of liquids, because the liquid is contained in a container. So when it is heated, the two things are happening side by side. First, the liquid is undergoing expansion, and along with that, the container is also undergoing expansion. So as you can see, when the liquid is getting heated, this is the initial state. Okay, this is the initial state. Let's call it state 1. Okay, 1, phase 1. So here heat is supplied, the container has an initial shape and size, and the liquid inside it is also at an initial volume. Slowly the volume of the container is also increasing, and also the liquid inside it is also undergoing expansion. This is from 1 to 2, and then at the final temperature Tf, the container has undergone thermal expansion, volumetric expansion. Also the liquid inside it has undergone thermal expansion. So both the container and the liquid inside it, they are undergoing thermal expansion from the start to the end, wherever the heat supply is cut off. So this is the interesting thing about thermal expansion of liquids. Both the container and the liquid inside it, they are undergoing thermal expansion. The container and the liquid. Okay, both. So in order to get a overall estimate of the total expansion which is happening, we have to go for real expansion, and for the liquid only we have to go for apparent expansion. Okay, because this is a special case, because both the liquid and the container both are undergoing thermal expansion as they are heated. Okay, both are increasing, getting expanded. So here the coefficient of apparent expansion, volumetric expansion, that is given by apparent increase in volume of liquid by initial volume into rise of temperature. Just we are substituting this with apparent and real. Okay, delta V by Vi delta T. So here apparent expansion gamma is delta Va by Vi delta T, where delta Va is the apparent increase in volume, Vi is the initial volume, delta T is change in temperature. And the coefficient of real expansion is real increase in volume of liquid by initial volume into rise in temperature, that is delta Vr by Vi into delta T. Now here the coefficient of container expansion That is another important criteria, because the container is also undergoing thermal expansion. So here the coefficient of container expansion gamma c is equal to increase in volume of the container delta Vc by original volume of the container into change in temperature. Now as I said, real expansion here, which is the coefficient of real expansion, volumetric expansion, that takes into account both the apparent expansion of the liquid and the expansion of the container. So this is real expansion. Real expansion takes into account both the apparent expansion of the liquid, thermal expansion of liquid, plus the thermal expansion of the container. So gamma r, that is coefficient of real expansion, is equal to apparent expansion of the liquid plus thermal expansion of the container. Okay, this gives the real expansion gives us the total thermal expansion of both the container and the liquid inside also, because both are undergoing thermal expansion. It is not, one is not isolated from the other. Okay, yes, the liquid is also undergoing thermal expansion, which is given by gamma A, the apparent expansion. The container is also undergoing thermal expansion, gamma C, but together it is real expansion, coefficient of real expansion. So gamma R is equal to gamma A plus gamma C. Okay, so this is the thermal expansion of liquids. Now we have another important concept here, which is anomalous expansion of water. Why water behaves in a different way when it is heated. Okay, now we all know that all liquids, they expand on being heated as per the thermal expansion of liquids, this apparent, real and container expansion, that basis. But water behaves in a different way, a peculiar way. When water at 0 degrees Celsius is heated, okay, when water at 0 degrees Celsius it is heated, its volume decreases. Okay, its volume decreases. Now as volume decreases, its density increases. Okay, when water at 0 degrees Celsius is heated, its volume first decreases. Okay, and as a result of it, density increases, because density is equal to mass by volume. As volume decreases, density will increase. Now this phenomena, it continues to happen until the temperature reaches 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, so at 4 degrees Celsius, volume again starts increasing. Okay, above 4 degrees Celsius, volume starts increasing, and as a result, the density decreases, because again density is equal to mass by volume. Mass is fixed. Above 4 degrees Celsius, volume starts to drop, it decreases. Sorry, volume, it increases. Okay, here volume decreased, here volume increased. Yes, volume here increases. So as volume increases, its density decreases, because inverse relationship, volume is in the denominator. Okay, so this is the special peculiar behavior of water. Okay, water, when it is heated from 0 degrees Celsius until it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, its volume decreases, which is opposite. Its volume should increase on being heated, but from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, its volume decreases, as it is shown by this plot. So we have volume of 1 kg of water and temperature here, temperature in the x-axis, volume in the y-axis. So from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, volume keeps on decreasing. Now as volume is decreasing, density will increase, because density is inversely proportional to volume. Now once it reaches 4 degrees Celsius and temperature is increased, the volume of water, it starts increasing, which is normal behavior. Okay, so as a result of that, when volume increases, density decreases. So water at 4 degrees Celsius, it has the maximum density. Why? Because water at 4 degrees Celsius has minimum volume. That's why maximum density, because density is inversely proportional to volume. Okay, so same thing here, maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius and then it is decreasing on either side. Okay, this is density versus temperature plot of water, and this is volume versus temperature plot of water. 4 degrees Celsius is the important temperature here. Okay, 4 degree Celsius, this is the important temperature here. This is the minimum volume maximum density point. Okay, 4 degrees Celsius is the minimum volume and maximum density point. Okay, this is the anomalous thermal expansion of water, the peculiar behavior of water when it is heated. So here we have discussed two important concepts. First, the thermal expansion of liquids. Why it is important? Because both the liquid and the container in which they are heated both undergo thermal expansion. Now, for the liquid, the coefficient parameter, the expansion parameter which is taken, that is apparent expansion. For container, it is the container expansion coefficient. When they are combined together, we get the total expansion, that is the real expansion. Okay, this is the thermal expansion of liquids. Now water, same thing, but what happens, the zone from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, that is the peculiar zone. When water at 0 degrees Celsius is heated, its volume first decreases. Instead of increasing on getting heated, its first decreases from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. Minimum volume at 4 degrees Celsius, as a result maximum density. Now once it crosses 4 degrees Celsius, its volume exhibits normal behavior similar to other liquids, that is its volume increases and as a result density decreases. Okay, so this is the thing related to thermal expansion of liquids and anomalous expansion of water, peculiar behavior of water. Okay.